Um, I'm here to talk about South African issue, which I must say I'm not very proud to do, but I have to do it. This afternoon I'll be talking about the group of people in South Africa we call Amakwerekwere. Amakwerekwere is the common name, very derogatory name for a migrant.
What does it mean?
Just as it sounds. It's like you are equal to an animal that shouldn't be existing. So anywhere you are in South Africa and they call you Amakwerekwere, start running, because stones will start to fall upon you. South Africa is a unique case. And I'm going to approach this presentation this afternoon from, first of all, telling us what is good about what South African government has done. And then I will now approach it from a grassroots level. When I begin the grassroots level, I'll be using my own experience and the little things around me to talk about South African migration status. There are several policy debates in South Africa. In popular press, migration and urbanization are always there because of the way South Africans see migration. They see migration as a problem that needs to be solved, but we don't know where to start or how to start. And it took precedence from the apartheid era. I'm not saying the common thing people do say is that everything wrong the South African government does, they say it is from the apartheid legacy. Indeed, it is from there. Because those days, during the apartheid, we knew that the apartheid government encouraged migrants, especially those from Zimbabwe, Lesotho, those ones around SADC, so they can come and be cheap labor in the mining. That's how they opened the door for them. But after the independence, 1996, they started shutting the door because they felt that we don't need them anymore. You see, the whites let them in, now they can go. And so the antagonisms began. And people became what they are not used to be. The sad part of our migration crisis is that it has transcended from the government to the individuals. That is not only the policy that is wrong, or the implementation strategy that has no ground or no basis or no format, but it has reached the level where a normal South African would describe another human being as Amakwerekwere. And it is very, very sad. Most South Africans may not always understand and appreciate the fact that migration and urbanization are processes that offer hope to the future. Some of us here, we know that. Migration makes the world go round. We talk about global village. And we can see that, for example, there are so many skills that I possess that most South African women don't have, which is an addition when I'm there. But they don't see any good part of you when you are Amakwerekwere. And so it becomes very bad. And up to today in South Africa, we ask a question: who is a migrant in South Africa? So many times on the television, in fact media generally, we talk about who is a migrant. This is because in South Africa, if you are white, you are not a migrant. But if you are black, you are Amakwerekwere. You are not supposed to exist. So the white migrants, they have it easy. But the blacks, it's impossible. And I know you have seen so many of our cases on the television. Migrants are not even protected by the law. In practice, you can see how our police is brutalizing migrants. Some of the things you see on the television are a tip of the iceberg. If you live in South Africa as a foreigner, you know truly you are Amakwerekwere, you are not supposed to exist. But many a time to ask yourself a question: what are we doing about that? What actions have been taken by both the government, the leaders, and groups like Panidmer, groups like Trade Collective? The question is enormous if we keep asking these questions. But the answer to this is, I am yet to see a group carrying placard like this in South Africa. I've lived in South Africa for 10 years, but I'm yet to see a group carrying placard to say the rights of a migrant. The rights of a migrant in South Africa. But what we see is gay rights, the rights of the prostitutes, gender rights, and all the rights except the rights of Amakwerekwe. So we have a huge challenge in South Africa to begin to re-educate South African that Africa is Africa, and that what do you call it? The apartheid thing was fought by all Africans. There is no African country that did not contribute during that time. But today we are all Amakwerekwe and we are treated so badly. Work is not good. If you are working, like I was sharing with my white brother there, no offense meant, but you are white. Yeah. So I was sharing with him, I said, at work, it's so bad that you can still have two people employed at the same time. One has doctorate, the other one does not have doctorate, he just have a first degree. All of you are citizens, but the black one, or I mean this South African white in particular, will be made a boss to the person that has PhD. That is the situation we live in. And we breathe it every day, we say. On the policy, on the government side, the government has done some things to put out some policies via the Home Affairs to say, South Africa, if you are in the country illegally, which I have, it has not stopped to amaze me, how you can look at somebody from the neighboring Lesotho, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and say the person is in South Africa illegally. I just don't understand. And let alone, I'm in Africa, and I came with my documents, you still treat me as if I'm a piece of something else that shouldn't exist. So it became an issue for groups like this to help us out, if we know how to shout, so that we can help us to shout, because we are really in dire need of assistance in South Africa. Now, the policy. The immigration policy in the apartheid period, like we have said, is something that we don't know whether we should advocate that it be trashed, or we should advocate that it should come back. But either way we look at it, the prevailing climate of xenophobia and other forms of social harassment towards African foreigners accompanying the immigration discourses finds its root in the social representation brought locally about by the dispensation of the post-apartheid regime. The labor, I'm sorry to say that for those of you who are labor, whatever, leaders, frankly, they have not helped us. We don't have labor groups as immigrants. We are not even allowed to get in there. Let me give you an example. When I came from Uganda, 2003, I was told that, I'm a teacher then, I wanted to join the SATU. And they said to me, you met all the criteria, but you have to go to Uganda and get a certificate of being the best teacher of the year before you get a job. And so they threw me out. Finally, as I leave you, I want you to have this phrase. How a South African sees a foreigner. But unfortunately, if you're a Somalis, don't feel so bad. He said, the approach of the Somalis to come and just settle in our midst is wrong. Somalis should remain in their country. They should not come here to multiply and increase our population, and in future we shall suffer. The more they come to South Africa to do business, the more the locals will continue killing them. But maybe if they stop thinking they are cleverer than local South Africans, the killings will stop. This is how a normal South African sees you and I. And that is why you are Ama Kwelekwele. And with that, I put a stop to my presentation. Thank you very much.